I was 19, a couple of months in, still swinging a hammer, framing houses, construction life. But that Friday morning, something broke. I was late, yeah, but I still showed up ready to work, ready to help the crew catch up. But my boss, who was more like family, a close friend of my parents for years, just lost it. His son, guy I grew up with, used to be a good friend, was right there with him. Late again, he screamed, his voice echoing across the unfinished house frame. I'm sick and tired of your crap. He just kept going, piling on insult after insult. Something inside me snapped. I'd had enough. All the built-up frustration just erupted. I yelled right back, the words flying out before I could even think. Keep your damn job. Keep all this junk. I pointed at the tools, the wood, everything. I'm gonna be a real boss, a better boss than you could ever dream of being. I had no idea how true those words would become, the heavy price that would come with them, a price delivered by someone I trusted. His son, standing up on the subfloor we were building, just stared down at me. It was a cold look, but I didn't back down. I met his gaze, held it until he was the one who looked away. I spun around, got in my truck, and peeled out of there, tires screeching. I drove home, my knuckles white on the steering wheel, my heart pounding with a mix of anger and weirdly freedom. But I decided right then and there I wasn't going to let it eat me up. I got to my apartment, showered the sawdust and the rage off me, grabbed something to eat, and did what I always did to unwind. I put on my music, loud and lit up. My apartment complex was something else. It was in the old neighborhood, the hood, and the whole place had this permanent haze, you know. Almost everyone there enjoyed a good smoke. It was a vibe. Everyone knew everyone, and I felt safe there. I had a decent amount of money saved up from all that back-breaking work, so I wasn't panicking. I was just handling my business, figuring out my next move. Right around this time, the news was going crazy. This pandemic thing was starting to get real. They were talking about lockdowns, curfews. I remember driving at night and being super paranoid. If the cops saw you, they'd pull you over, and you had to have a letter from your job, proof that you were an essential worker just to be on the street. It felt like a movie. Then came the announcement. The government was sending out stimulus checks. Man, when I heard that, I knew it was a game changer. It couldn't have come at a better time. One day, my brother showed up at my door. He was in a rough spot, needed a place to crash. Without a second thought, I opened the door. Mi casa es su casa, I told him. Family is family. I gave him a spot, made sure he was good. That very same night, like a sign from the universe, the stimulus money hit my bank account. Ding. The notification popped up on my phone. My sister was visiting us too, and when I told them the money was in, the energy in that little apartment shifted. It was electric. We looked at each other, grinning like kids. Let's go, I said. We hit the nearest ATM, and that night we made it rain. We were celebrating life, celebrating a fresh start. We felt like we were on top of the world. Standing there, cash in hand, I looked at my brother. Call your boy, I said, a plan already forming in my mind. It's time to order up. That was the moment. That was the spark that lit the fuse. My sister, she was always business-minded, sharp. We put our heads together. I told her my idea, and she was in. We decided to go halfsies, pool our money, and make a big move. We invested in a certain amount of illegal product, a hefty amount. It was a huge risk, but the potential reward was even bigger. We made the call, set up the meet, and just like that, we were in the game. It felt like magic, watching that initial investment start to work. The first few sales were nerve-wracking, but then it got easier. The money started trickling in, then it became a steady flow. Then a river, word got around. We were reliable, we had quality, and we were always available. Time started to fly by, weeks blurred into months. The little apartment in the old neighborhood became a thing of the past. We moved into a new spot, a nicer complex near Glasscock. It was a major upgrade. New apartment, new furniture, new everything. We had new cars, clean and shining in the parking lot. We had new clothes, new watches, new confidence. That little investment, that stimulus check that felt like a lifeline, had paid off big time. We were living a life I had only dreamed of a few months earlier when I was covered in sawdust and taking orders from a man who didn't respect me. I was my own boss now, just like I screamed. I would be. The money was incredible. It was solving all our problems, or so I thought. But the business wasn't clean. It couldn't be. With every dollar we made, we got pulled deeper and deeper into a world with no rules. A world where trust was a commodity and loyalty could be bought and sold. The stakes got higher, the risks got bigger, and the people we dealt with got a lot more dangerous. Things were about to get very, very real. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.